the heart of East Africa, Uganda pops up as this vibrant sanctuary where the wildlife scene is absolutely off the charts. Here, tucked between misty rainforests, sun-drenched savannas, and rivers that snake through deep valleys, a world unfolds where every single creature has a crucial role in the daily drama of adaptation and survival. You've got everyone from the mountain gorillas just chilling on the green slopes of the Bwindi impenetrable forest, to the elephants, buffalo, antelope, and lions who are basically the big shots roaming the plains of Queen Elizabeth National Park. Each species is busy writing its own wild chapter in this epic saga. Birds that look like they were painted with impossible colors dance over the treetops, while the White Nile's rivers are home to crocodiles and hippos who watch over their turf with an ancient, seen-it-all-before patience. In Uganda, nature doesn't just exist. It tells its own story through every roar, every flap of a wing, and every footprint left in the mud. It's a stage where life never stops changing, a place where constant adaptation is the name of the game, and survival becomes a masterpiece written by the jungle itself. If this little trip to the heart of the African savanna is hitting you right in the feels, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that little bell. Your support lets us keep exploring and sharing the wildest and most amazing stories from the animal kingdom. Because out on the savannas of Uganda, you see showdowns that reveal the raw, unfiltered essence of the wild. And among all of them, few are as awe-inspiring as the clash between the lion and the Cape buffalo. On one side, you have the continent's most iconic predator, a ruthless strategist who sits at the very top of the food chain. On the other, a gigantic herbivore whose colossal strength can turn any hunter into the hunted in a matter of seconds. It's a duel where cunning goes head-to-head with endurance, and coordination faces off against brute force. A showdown that's been echoing under the blazing African sun for millennia. The lion, by its very nature, is a master of teamwork. Unlike other lone wolf felines, it depends on the strength of the pride to challenge even the most colossal opponents. The lionesses, agile and meticulous, take the lead, gliding through the shadows of the tall grass like golden phantoms. Their fixed, silent gazes betray the intense focus of those who carry the fate of the entire family on their shoulders. Every step is calculated. Every move is a perfectly choreographed dance of doom. The objective is crystal clear. Take down a Cape buffalo. a rival that can easily weigh over 900 kilograms, protected by dense muscle and a seriously intimidating set of horns. But facing a buffalo isn't like hunting a zebra or a gazelle. It's a high-stakes gamble, and any mistake comes with a hefty price tag. When the lions finally reveal themselves, the savanna transforms into an all-out battlefield. The heavy thud of the buffalo's hooves makes the very earth vibrate beneath their feet. The herd, far from scattering in chaos, acts like a perfectly drilled army. They surround the calves, form a compact line, and lower their heads as one, transforming themselves into living, breathing walls of muscle and horn. A single counterattack can change everything. A buffalo's charge is so violent it can launch a full-grown lion into the air. The African savanna is famous for its giant herbivores, but it's the predators who truly shape the balance of this wild environment. Over thousands of years, they've become specialized hunters, polished by natural selection to survive and dominate an extreme world. The lion is the very definition of majesty and collective strength. Unlike other felines who rely on solitude, it thrives on the unity of its pride. This social life allows it to plan complex strategies and take on enormous prey like zebras, wildebeest, and even buffalo. And let's be honest, the lionesses are the primary playmakers when it comes to the hunt. They coordinate silent attacks, advancing in a crescent formation and selecting their target with flawless precision. The attack isn't just physical, it's a psychological blow. The isolated prey eventually gives in to the overwhelming weight of the pride's unity. But down in the quiet and treacherous rivers and lakes of Uganda, one of the planet's most ancient predators is patiently waiting for its next meal. We're talking about the Nile crocodile. This creature masterfully combines strength and patience. Its robust, scale-covered body blends in with the water, making it practically invisible to any unsuspecting animal that wanders too close to the shore for a drink. with a bite capable of generating up to 5,000 psi. Yeah, the crocodile doesn't need speed, it needs precision. It remains motionless for hours, sometimes even days, waiting for the perfect moment to ambush a zebra, an antelope, or any other herbivore that gets a little too close. When it strikes, its speed and power are absolutely stunning. A single lunge can be fatal before the victim even has a chance to escape. The rivers and lakes of Uganda, like the White Nile, provide the ideal habitat for this predator. Its environment becomes an extension of its instinct. It adapts to the water, the shade, and the riverbanks, optimizing every single hunting opportunity. On top of that, the crocodile knows how to conserve energy. During the hottest hours of the day, it retreats to the shore to rest, saving up the strength needed for the next attack. The combination of patience, strength, and endurance makes the Nile crocodile an exceptional survivor, capable of facing the challenges of a demanding ecosystem and remaining one of the most formidable predators on the African savanna. On the sprawling plains of Uganda, where the scorching sun beats down mercilessly on the cracked ground, survival is a full-time job. Despite the harsh environment, life finds a way to flourish. And one of the most outstanding examples of adaptation and elegance is the impala. This animal isn't just another inhabitant of the savanna. It's a true expert in mobility. When danger approaches, the impala doesn't just run, it soars with an almost unbelievable lightness, moving between predators as if performing a survival ballet. Its talent for covering great distances with wide leaps and swift turns is one of the keys that allows it to stay alive in a territory where hunting and a lack of resources test even the toughest animals. Its sleek and flexible body gives it the ability to execute these maneuvers with incredible precision. Each leap is a burst of energy that propels it far from any threat. However, its life is never free from risks. Lions, leopards, and wild dogs watch attentively, waiting for any slip-up, and the impala must remain on constant alert. Its eyes, always watchful, scan the horizon and every shadow for signs of danger. But its defense isn't based solely on sight. Its sharp and well-developed instinct makes it react to the slightest hint of risk, moving with speed and fluidity. Although it's considered prey, the impala is far from being a defenseless animal. It's part of a balanced natural system where even the most vulnerable beings play a vital role. Living in herds, impalas cooperate with each other to increase their chances of survival. Although their speed is remarkable, they know that the strength of the group is their best ally. Together, they face the difficulties of the environment with admirable coordination, behaving like a community that looks out for one another. Its diet, based on grasses and tender shoots, is closely linked to the ecosystem it inhabits. Although it knows where to look for food, it's never a sure thing. In the dry season, when resources dwindle, the impala must travel great distances to find water and fresh grass, thus demonstrating its capacity for endurance and its great adaptability, essential characteristics for surviving in the Ugandan lands. The eland antelope represents quiet strength and the ability to endure in the face of adversity. Its majestic figure dominates the Ugandan savannas, with its bulky body and long horns that cut a silhouette against the sky. Unlike the agile and elusive impala, the eland is distinguished by its resilience and its adaptation to the challenges of the environment. Its robust constitution, along with a remarkable tolerance for intense heat, allows it to survive in regions where water is limited and competition for resources is fierce. The eland makes the most of the nutrients from dry, tough plants, something many herbivores can't do, and it can even survive without consuming large amounts of water, making it a true survivor during the dry season. Thanks to its great height, it can feed on foliage that other animals can't reach, exploring areas inaccessible to most. Although it's not a hunter, its size and strength make it a target for predators like lions and hyenas. However, its muscular legs and powerful horns offer a formidable defense, and its ability to move into difficult terrain increases its chances of escape. Socially, the eland tends to form small family groups rather than large herds, which allows it to coordinate and protect itself from dangers. The presence of this antelope on the savanna symbolizes the resilience of nature, demonstrating how strength and adaptability ensure survival even in the most relentless environments. Among the shadows of the vast Ugandan savanna, where only the whisper of the wind breaks the silence, glides one of the most stealthy and surprising creatures on the continent, the African leopard. Its elegant body, covered in golden and black spots, allows it to disappear into the vegetation, making it a master of camouflage. Unlike other felines that hunt in prides, the leopard prefers solitude and individual strategy. Patience is its main ally. It can spend hours observing its prey, evaluating every move before attacking. Its senses are extraordinary. A sharp gaze and extremely sensitive ears allow it to perceive even the most subtle sounds and gestures from a distance. When the moment for the hunt arrives, its speed and precision are impressive. With a calculated leap, it can catch animals much smaller than itself before they have a chance to react. Furthermore, its ability to climb trees with its prey, often heavier than itself, offers it a safe refuge, protecting its food from hyenas and lions. The leopard is a perfect example of adaptation to the wild life of the savanna, combining stealth, strength, and cunning. Its diet is varied. Young antelopes, monkeys, birds, and other animals are part of its repertoire, which allows it to survive even when resources are scarce. However, each day presents new challenges, and its survival depends on its ability to adapt and overcome the challenges of this hostile environment. Among the titans of the Ugandan savanna, the Rothschild's giraffe stands head and shoulders above the rest, literally. Its long legs and neck, paired with a one-of-a-kind spotted coat, make it one of the most stunning sights in the region. That height isn't just for show, either. It comes with some serious perks. It can reach the top-shelf leaves that other herbivores can only dream of, completely avoiding the dinner-time rush. Despite being the size of a small building, the giraffe is a surprisingly chill creature. It moves slowly as it grazes, always keeping a lookout with its incredible vision. This built-in surveillance system lets it spot predators like lions or leopards way in advance, and, if necessary, use those powerful front legs to send a clear message. A single kick is usually enough to convince any attacker to rethink its life choices. Its leafy diet forces it to roam across vast stretches of the savanna, adapting to whatever vegetation it can find. This constant road trip is its personal fitness plan, keeping it healthy and strong, and perfectly in sync with the natural rhythms of the land. The Rothschild's giraffe is a masterclass in adaptation, mixing height, power, and a healthy dose of paranoia to thrive in a cutthroat ecosystem. Watching one reminds you how nature can pack both vulnerability and power into a single creature, making it a true symbol of resilience and grace on the vast African savanna. All right now, as the sun cranks up the heat on the Ugandan plains, an elegant herbivore with a perpetually alert gaze makes its presence known. The topi. With its reddish-brown fur and stylishly curved horns, it's easy to spot out in the open, making it a standout character in the African ecosystem. The topi's whole game is a blend of speed and vigilance. Its ability to spot threats from a mile away and then hit the accelerator makes it a cautious and strategic player. It might not be as tall as some of the other grazers, but its endurance for long-haul treks in search of food and water is absolutely critical to its survival. The Ugandan savanna, with its wide-open plains and often scarce resources, is a constant challenge, but it's also the perfect home for this species. Its diet of scattered grasses means it's always on the move. The topi is a pro at making a living in the tough spots where water is a luxury, showing a remarkable talent for handling harsh conditions. When it senses danger, it uses its speed to dive into dense areas, using the vegetation as a natural panic room. But even with these skills, the topi is still on the menu, facing a daily grind of competing for food and dodging predators. Its presence on the savanna is a constant reminder that paying attention and being adaptable are the keys to staying alive. When it comes to their social life, topis usually hang out in small family units or medium-sized herds. This setup allows them to protect the youngsters by keeping them in the center, while the adults patrol the perimeter. The teamwork within these groups shows just how important unity is for overcoming the challenges of life on the savanna. Another herbivore that really pops in these parts is the zebra, an animal rocking one of nature's most mind-bending designs. Its unmistakable stripes, with its sleek figure and that bold black and white pattern covering its entire body, the zebra has become one of the most recognizable icons of African wildlife. But those stripes aren't just for looking good. They serve a crucial purpose for survival. They act as a natural camouflage, confusing predators and making it incredibly difficult for a hunter to single out one individual from the dizzying herd. Just like the topis, zebras are herbivores that face non-stop challenges on the plains of Uganda. They rely almost entirely on the grasses that sprout on the plains and are constantly on the move, searching for areas with tender shoots. During the dry season, when food is scarce, they often band together in larger groups for better protection from predators. Their ability to stay cohesive, move in a coordinated fashion, and look out for one another makes them one of the most successful species on the savanna. Although their diet is mostly tough grasses, zebras aren't afraid to chow down on more rugged plants when times get tough. This dietary flexibility gives them a huge advantage when resources start to dwindle. Their resistance to drought is a game changer for surviving on the wide Ugandan plains, where water is limited and edible plants can be hard to come by. Besides their knack for adapting to the environment, zebras are known for their vibrant social lives. They form incredibly tight-knit groups, usually led by a dominant male, and practice cooperative behavior that seriously boosts their chances of survival. When they sense danger, they move as a single unit, with each individual shielded by the others. And once again, those stripes play a decisive role. They not only disorient predators, but also help the group stay visually connected, creating a kind of moving mural that prevents a hunter from locking onto a specific target. Phew, out on the vast savannas of Uganda, where the heat beats down like a constant fire, and every day is a battle for survival. A sturdy and surprisingly determined creature stands out among the dry grass, the African warthog. With its low, compact, and strong body, It moves with a resolve that defies its rustic appearance. This animal is a key player in the ecosystem. Its dark skin and coarse fur act as a natural suit of armor against insect bites and the sharp-edged leaves of the savanna. But its greatest strength isn't its physical defense, but its resilient character. The warthog isn't a hunter. It's a tireless forager willing to travel long distances to find roots, tubers, fruits, and even small invertebrates. Thanks to its powerful snout, the warthog has mastered the art of digging. This little critter can tear through dry earth in seconds flat, whether it's digging for dinner or whipping up a temporary hideout. And while you might catch one flying solo, they often form small crews to up their chances of survival. In these little squads, they cooperate on babysitting duty and keep a sharp eye out for any would-be party crashers. Throughout their lives, warthogs face constant challenges. Leopards, hyenas, and lions stalk them, while diseases and parasites are also a persistent threat. However, their adaptable nature and surprising intelligence allow them to hold their ground on the plains and in the woodlands of Uganda. They don't stand out for their size or speed, but their ability to adjust to any change and their social behavior make them true survivors. When cornered, warthogs display a fierce courage. A threatened individual can charge with its sharp tusks, capable of seriously injuring even a large predator that gets too close. That mix of courage and strength makes them formidable adversaries. Even so, the warthog values its freedom above all else. If given the chance, it will sprint into dense thickets or cracks in the ground, using every feature of the landscape to hide and evade danger. It's an animal that lives in a perfect balance between bravery and caution. And it's precisely this duality that ensures its survival in one of Africa's harshest environments. The hippopotamus is a colossal creature deeply connected to the water, a giant whose silhouette dominates the tranquil rivers and lakes of Uganda. Although its bulky body might suggest clumsy movements, the reality is quite different. In the water, this animal is surprisingly agile. It can reach speeds close to 30 kilometers per hour in short bursts and, despite its calm appearance, is extremely territorial and dangerous. It spends most of the day submerged, protecting itself from the suffocating heat of the savanna. In rivers like the White Nile, hippos gather in large groups called pods, where living together offers collective protection. However, life in the water isn't everything for them. They need to get out to eat. When night falls, hippos leave the safety of the banks and head out onto the plains in search of grasslands. Their diet is mainly grass, and they can consume up to 40 kilos in a single night. Their strong sense of territory is one of their most notable characteristics. Even in the water, they remain vigilant for the presence of other hippos or potential threats trying to invade their space. Its jaw, capable of opening to almost a right angle, is a formidable weapon. Its teeth and tusks can cause severe injuries. Although they are often seen as calm and lazy animals, their strength and aggression can be shocking, especially when they feel cornered. In fact, the hippopotamus causes more human deaths in Africa than any other large mammal, which makes it one of the most feared animals on the continent. Unlike other inhabitants of the savanna, the hippo has almost no natural predators. However, the competition for resources like food and space can be intense. For this reason, the pods must stay cohesive and cooperate to avoid internal conflicts, ensuring access to the best grazing areas and the safest places to rest. The presence of the hippopotamus in Uganda's rivers not only demonstrates its incredible adaptation to the aquatic environment, but also reflects how cooperation and group strength can be essential for surviving in such a challenging 22 world. While the great predators rule the savannas, other inhabitants of Uganda play equally crucial roles in the balance of this dynamic ecosystem. Among them are the African elephants, the largest land mammals on the planet, whose presence directly transforms the landscape and affects the survival of numerous species. With a strictly herbivorous diet, an adult elephant can consume between 150 and 200 kilos of vegetation every day, reshaping the savanna in a profound and lasting way. These giants are true architects of the ecosystem. By knocking down trees, they create clearings that allow sunlight to enter, promoting the growth of fresh grass that feeds smaller herbivores, like zebras, wildebeest, and gazelles. In addition, by traveling long distances, they disperse seeds through their droppings, promoting plant regeneration and ensuring the continuity of the savanna's natural cycle. However, The constant search for food and water brings elephants into direct contact with other animals and the challenges of the environment. During the dry season, when the going gets tough, the tough get digging. When resources get scarce, they whip out some genius solutions with those built-in tusks, digging into dry riverbeds to hit the groundwater jackpot. These pop-up wells don't just keep the elephants hydrated, they become the local watering hole for all the other species just trying to hang on. The social life of an elephant is just as fascinating as their knack for engineering. Led by a wise old matriarch, the herds are basically super tight family squads, where the grandmas pass down all the essential life hacks to the younger generations. We're talking about the locations of secret water sources, the safest migration routes, and strategies for dealing with party crashers. When they feel a threat, the elephants form a protective circle around the little ones, showing off a level of teamwork that often convinces lions and other predators to just walk away. Oh yeah. Back on dry land, another one-of-a-kind species plays a vital role in keeping Uganda's ecosystem humming along. As the sun dips below the horizon of Uganda's vast savannas and dense jungles, our journey through this wild world comes to an end. We've witnessed the sheer majesty of elephants cruising through rivers, the silent, deadly stalk of lions at dusk, and the absolute frenzy of life that erupts from every corner of the Ugandan ecosystem. Every encounter reminds us that nature is as fragile as it is powerful, and survival out here is a constant tango between strength, smarts, and adaptation. Although our journey ends here, the story of the wild continues, breathing in every leaf, in every river, and in every creature that calls Uganda home. wonder of the natural world is a standing invitation to watch, learn, and protect, so that these stories can keep being told for generations to come. If this adventure got you fired up and you want to keep exploring the most incredible secrets of the wild, every click brings us closer to new stories, new territories, and new wonders of our planet. The adventure is just getting started.